Good evening and welcome to the 10th episode of Elliott Astro-Imaging. I am your host and I want to thank everybody for watching tonight as we have another good night planned for this evening, as we have a lot to go over tonight. And right now we are guiding good again, as I got a lot of things up and running. Am now under Windows 10 as I upgraded, so we are in great shape with that, and we are doing really well. Now, for tonight's agenda, as I was talking about earlier in the last episode, is we plan on imaging, of course, because it is super clear out, so I want to get as much imaging as possible done tonight. It is a little bit later than usual, as I wanted to wait for this to get up as high as possible. But tonight's episode, we are imaging the Dumbbell Nebula. And that is sitting right below the double star of Albireo. And I'm going to pull up, I'm actually going to use the whole screen here. And I'm going to pull up what we have already from the Orion camera. And that is right here. And I am running 6-minute images on here. I've already gotten 4 of them. I'm actually on the 4th one right now. And with guiding going this well, I'm going to take about 22 of these, of this one at 6 minutes, and then going to do 8 minutes. I'll get about 5 to 7 of those. And this should turn out just as good as the one that I got from the Veil from Tuesday night's image session. So it's going to turn out looking really, really good. And we're just going to keep going with that. The focus on the QHY, that one, for some odd reason, it moved. And I don't know why. So I changed it, so hopefully this next image is going to be a little bit better. Yeah, I didn't really realize that the focus moved on it. So I was so excited that the guiding was dead on, I just clicked start. And didn't realize that the focus was off on it. I checked the Orion camera, but did not check the QHY. So hopefully these bloated stars that you can see here and here are going to be a little bit tighter. If not, I have to go back outside and have to tighten it up a little bit, as I need to get a new ring for the automatic focus with the AccuFocus. But that just involves me just walking outside, getting it, and then coming back in. So I'm going to be shooting the Dumbbell Nebula in hydrogen alpha with the QHY, and then shooting it just in regular color with the Orion G3. So this one's just about done. It's at 92%. So we're just about ready to see what this image looks like again. I'm crossing my fingers that by turning the little focus knob, I'm hoping that it changed a little bit here, and we'll just see what we can get. Nope, it made it worse. Okay, so let me go back outside. So just give me 1 second here. I'm going to change the focus on it, and that should do it. It's not going to make too much of a difference when I'm going to be stacking the images, so it shouldn't be too bad, but I just changed it just a little bit, so I do apologize, because that didn't work out the way I wanted it to, but that is okay. So, as I was saying, I apologize. The Dumbbell Nebula is catalog number M27, which is Messier 27. There's 110 of them. This is the 27th of that category. It sits at a visual magnitude of 7, so plus 7. The distance from Earth is 1,700 light years away. It rises at 7:49 p.m. and it sets at 11 a.m. tomorrow. So it's up for a very long time, which is really good. The diameter is 4 light years. So from end to end, it's 4 light years across. And again, a light year is the speed of light that travels in a calendar year. So it's roughly between 6 to 7 trillion miles light travels in a year. So if you can imagine that, and then you times it by how many years it is. So it's a far distance. So you're looking at this nebula approximately 1,700 years ago of what it was. So we don't even know what it looks like today. And it scares a lot of people. And it's just something that a lot of people just don't understand, may not ever understand, but that is the dumbbell. Looking at this from fit to window, it actually looks really, really, really nice. It's just that the focus was just a little bit off, but that shouldn't make too much of a difference, but we'll see what the end image is. And again, it's only the first two that I messed up on this one, so it shouldn't be too bad, but we will see what it looks like. At least we got a great, great, great image of this on the Orion G3. It is looking really good. I mean, I really can't complain with this at all. It's going really well. And again, this is at the 6 minutes. I'm going to take a bunch of 8 minutes with this, and you can see the center core. You can see everything with this. It is looking phenomenal. We will bring this down to 100%, so then you can really see the entire detail of this. And with stacking, it's going to turn out really well. So let me check guiding. Oh, guiding is just beautiful. 1.14, so it's right there. 1.14, 1.13 of arc seconds, and it's running in an error of 0.2 pixels. I was showing somebody earlier this afternoon, and I'm just going to, again, the thing that you really got to look out for is this right here, of looking at the star, looking at that red crosshair, making sure it matches as best as it can with the green dashes. If it gets it as close to there as possible, you're doing really well. It's at a huge magnification, so the slightest bit that it moves, it really doesn't matter. It's still going to be in great shape, and you don't have to really worry about it. It should be right there. One of the other things that on here that I like to put on here, and I haven't really showed anybody, is called the display target. It's another one of those things that PhD2 uses. And what the display target does is it shows where the star is according to the crosshairs. So that green crosshairs that you see here is what this is right here at declination and right ascension. And it has the radius. And again, this is the arc seconds from 0 to 2. And each red X is the last one that shows up. You can go down to the last 50 so you can see exactly where it is according to this. And you can see we're looking really good. We're definitely inside that 2 arc seconds. So it's looking really well. So I apologize that I had technical difficulties with this, and it lagged out and the internet went down. And we are back. And as I was talking about here is with the declination and red ascension with the guiding. 15 minutes had surpassed since the internet went down, and since then we are still looking pretty good for imaging tonight. We had a little hiccup here. There must have been a little bit of a haze that went in front of it, but overall the last 15 minutes we've been looking at roughly 1 to 1.5 as for guiding. So I was just in the midst of pulling up Deep Sky Stacker Live when it conked out. So give me 1 second here, and I'll pull up Deep Sky Stacker Live as we have a ton of images that has been on here. And I will do full screen here so you can really see this image because it is looking very, very good. So here you go. And here is the Dumbbell Nebula. It says 1 hour and 6 on here, but it's not 1 hour and 6. For some odd reason, it was stacking the PDF files. Every time it stacks, it creates a PDF file or a write file. And just, to show like if the stars have moved, as you can see, there's a bit of a slant here. So in other words, like if your guiding's off by a little bit,